What the hell was that?
Uh, Garbage. It was just garbage. It was just straight garbage. It was
Man,
dumpster fire.
listen, I was so excited to do these videos. We decided we're going to do a little mini podcast, put a little video on the YouTubes, you know what I'm talking about? Just a quick rant about the game. And I was hoping that we could come in here and talk about positive things, but I was wrong. I was wrong.
Well, as usual on our podcast, you are wrong again. But it's just, part of part of the experience for you, huh, Shane?
I don't even know where to begin. Let's just say the Flyers look like they didn't want to play hockey today. At no point in this game did they look like they had their stuff together. They can't they weren't prepared, and I'm a little concerned because now that's the third straight game, not third straight, the second straight game where we've been outshot, outworked, outmuscled. Our defense looks like absolute garbage. Gus. I don't know what happened. I want game one, Gus, not 2 and 3.
I want no Ghost
I
right
want.
now.
I mean,
Where the fuck is Ghost?
well, that's the thing. Ghost is very much alive, very much. His window is not closed at all. And
If I had to choose between two defensemen right now, it would be Ghost on the COVID protocol over Gust.
Ghost on the COVID protocol over.
Yeah,
Gus,
so basically, just take Gust off. We'll just play with one less defenseman.
Yeah, we'll get just quick in case you didn't know. Flyers lost 6-1. They got outshot 37-22. They lost in every category. They sucked.
It was the worst. That looked bad. Like
It did.
especially because of our when we went over this in our podcast. I said, yeah. Sabres, they have an outside chance of taking this. I didn't think they had an outside chance of wrecking our everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this isn't even a good indication of the Sabres. I think, that's the thing. We just suck. I don't think we could have beaten an AHL team tonight. All right? Or with those how the hell does Skinner... And they didn't score, but you somehow let Eichel and Skinner, 2-on-0, a 2-on-0, and they don't score, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then there's right after that 2-on-0, there's 3 turnovers, John. 3 turnovers where they don't score. Parker Hart gets chased out of this game. I don't think it's his fault. Maybe one of the 4 goals he let in, he probably could have done a little bit more.
Yeah, I could only call one goal that was really Hart. It was Hart.
He's making big plays, which is exactly what you want. Man. Elliott let 2 in, and that's the thing. They didn't even perform better than him. I mean, we're talking at the end of the game. The guys are lazily skating around. Nobody's rushing towards the puck. There's no urgency. The game was 4-0. I've seen this team score 3 goals in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, there was none. There was nothing. Go ahead.
There's a significant comparison to be made between playing the Pens in those first 2 games and playing the Sabres in this game. Because we see the difference between that low shot rate and that lack of production. Now, when I say lack of production, I don't mean lack of points. I mean lack of scoring chances, right? We had plenty of points in those first 2 games. Yep. Mostly to TK and Farabee. Which, good job, guys.
Great, keep it coming.
But when we play against a team that actually has some defense,
where's our defense?
We can't score, and I don't know why. What happened?
I don't know what happened. I do know that I feel like AV waited way too long to pull the trigger on making some changes. I mean, this team looked flat, and they looked a little bit better when they came out in the third. I mean, all the lines changed. Defensive pairings and offensive pairings in the third. We had Voracek up there, Farabee down to the third line. It's just... I felt like he should have pulled the trigger at the halfway point through the second. It should have been pulled Hart, because it's a mercy pulling, because it's just going to get worse for him. They got another game tomorrow, and I don't know. They needed a kick in the ass, and I feel like he waited too long to give it to them. And
he might have waited a little too. Even the announcers, like Scott Hartnell, in the one of the post period talks, he said it was a little bit too long. They were expecting, somewhere around the halfway point, and it just waited till the third, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not an NHL coach, but yeah, it did seem like it was a little bit long for that change.
It's a shame. We even had Morgan Frost debut his season debut, and I thought he looked solid. He had a couple really good early chances. He put the puck in some high quality scoring opportunities. Just a trigger person, be it Provorov or Konechny, they just couldn't connect. But yeah, he didn't look completely out of place. But man, the turnovers, the passes, our passing was just off all night. Stupid icings all night. Um, the fourth line and at times the Hayes line, literally that's it. Those are the only people who deserve praise this game.
Yeah, so it did seem like a lot of the chances in this game came from mostly Farabee, Hayes, Giroux line, right? And
And the
that's
only sustained pressure we got was from the fourth line.
well, that's indicative of how important it was to keep that line together, but also, they just couldn't break through the goalie. So it's like, what are you going to do at that point?
Break the line up because you got to spread your talent around. If that's the line that's connecting right now, then you need to. He just waited too long. I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but Flyers would have had a way better chance of coming back in this game if changes were made at a more decisive moment. There
Yeah,
was there was a time when it wasn't out of reach, and you could see, man, we get a goal here or just some momentum, a scoring chance, and the refs really let this game go. I saw a bunch of non-calls, which is fine as long as it's consistent, and I
yeah,
felt
they
like it
they
was.
non called on both sides until
Mhm.
towards the end. So I was okay with the refs not calling anything as long as they kept it both sides.
Yep.
So,
Consistency is all I want. If you're calling a tight game, keep it tight both ways. If you're letting them
yeah,
play,
yeah,
do it both ways.
yeah. I can't get. This is the first time a Flyers fan's ever going to say this. I can't
Yeah.
complain about the refs that game.
You know what? You know what the Flyers really need in that game? Fans booing them for their performance. I wasn't gonna curse. We'll have to bleep that out.
It's all right. Voracek will just say weasel. So
Weasel, you're right.
their
It
weasel performance.
it was disgusting. They needed to be booed. The power play looked lost. We only had one, and it looked lost. The penalty kill non-existent. 2 for 4. I don't. Man. Knack spoiled the shutout and then punched a man in the face, drew blood, and let them score that sixth goal. So that sums it up right there.
That was obviously frustration, right? So
Yeah,
at the
but
end of the game, the fourth line was working their ass off that whole game, right?
mm-hmm.
And then he's finally like, "Yeah, we got a goal. I'm just gonna make my statement known, and we'll deal with this next game, right?"
And
Because
hey,
that's the whole
yo,
point of these back to backs, right? We're gonna see all the frustration from the first one come to the next one, and then we're gonna see it later on in the season too when we play Buffalo again. So
you look for Knack to get into a fight next game. Their
Max is
people
gonna
are
get
gonna.
into a fight, or Risto's gonna his day up.
Dude, he was throwing the body.
Yeah, Risto was
Ristolainen?
huge that game. We didn't
Yeah,
really have anyone who could deal with him. I kept seeing TK go after him, and I'm like, TK, like you're like this much, like your height difference, dude.
yeah.
Like I'm
Calm
not
down.
tall. I'm just imagining like, sup, Risto, dude. Like, could you chill?
Yeah.
The whole of Buffalo was chill that whole game, right? Except for Ristolainen, he was just angry for some reason.
Yeah. And I think what bothers me the most was the lack of emotion and the lack of urgency. That not once did I feel like the Flyers came out here and was like, oh man, we let a goal in. Let's get that back. It was just there was nothing. And listen, Coots is an amazing player, all right? But where's this depth that we've been bragging about? We've been saying that the Flyers have.
Yeah,
You can't replace a man like Coots, but it's next man up. And I didn't expect just horrible defensive performance. And
the loss of Couturier for 2 weeks should not mean that we lose games. It's not. You can't be a winning team with that, right? And
that's not the
maybe tonight
recipe
was
for success.
yeah, maybe tonight was just a fluke. Like I'm willing to say that, because I
Yeah.
believe in my Flyers, and I
too.
know that they have a lot more gas in the tank than whatever the hell we just watched tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, they laid an egg. It's gonna happen. But I'll tell you
They can't
what.
win them
Okay.
all. I'm cool with that. I know it's so cliche to say, like, oh, I can't win them all, but you
Yeah,
can't win them all.
but you know what? I expect them to play better than that. Okay. I don't care if you win or lose, but just try. There was no effort. There was no effort.
Yeah,
None whatsoever. And that's a pathetic. I was bored. I didn't want to finish this game. I literally had to sit through the worst game ever just until we could record this video and
I don't know
shit
about
on them.
ever. Yeah,
Oh,
but
no,
yeah,
ever. Ever. As a Flyers fan, ever. In
because it's
recent
the most
memory.
recent.
Yep.
Because your memory's about this short as a
Yeah,
Flyers
well,
fan.
last year doesn't matter. Okay, we're 3 games in. We've had one solid game, one lucky game, and one really bad game. And I'm just looking
Yeah,
for some consistency here.
it has moved downhill a little bit, so I would like to see more consistency. Um,
Also, our goal differential's gone, and that's what pisses me off the most.
yeah, you really like that stat.
It's a great stat. It's very telling for success, I believe. But
I can't argue with you there, but I want to throw one stat out.
yeah, go
So,
ahead. Stat me, baby.
so our relative shot percentage was highest with G, Hayes, and my boy 86er, Farabee.
Ooh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, based on Fenwick, right? So, we have the for and against. All of our production was that line. Like, nearly all of our production.
Yep. And the only sustained pressure in the entire game was the fourth line. That's the only time I saw them staying in the zone. It just, I can't express enough. I can't express enough how horrible this game was. It's just the worst.
It was,
But hey, that's what these are. Quick rants. Just
it's all right. We'll be back tomorrow to
We'll be
win the
back
game, so
tomorrow.
it's not going to matter. We're going to win tomorrow. So.
Yeah, no changes to our weekly upload schedule. These are going to be smaller. We're posting them on YouTube as well.
Shane thinks that people want to look at us for some reason.
I'm bored. Okay, I'm stuck in my house. I have nothing to do, so I'm going to record podcasts and start making videos. You shut the hell up.
All right,
Okay?
Dan Carcillo.
Whoa, you want to fight?
No.
You want to fight?
No, I don't. No, Dan,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't make me get my belt, okay? Yeah. Oh, actually, you like that. Never mind. I'll have to think of something else. Yeah, that's right. You move away.
All right, enough weird.
Anyway,
This is a bad game. Not happy.
Yeah. Flyers are back at it tomorrow. Same team. I expect a completely different performance. I do. If they take this ass whooping and go into tomorrow and just have a mediocre game or another lackluster performance, then I don't know. I'm gonna be a little concerned because there was just, like I said it 1,000 times in this video, a lack of emotion and accountability, and that is unacceptable. So I expect to see that accountability next game.
Yeah, I'm good with a loss, but when you don't seem like you're trying at all, it kind of draws the line there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's go Flyers. Next game's tomorrow. Let's
We got it, boys. Let's go.
That's gonna be a pain in the ass to cut. Well, check us out tomorrow. We're going to come out with another video, and it's going to be just as good as this one. Flying P Podcast signing off.
See ya.